Hope everyone's doing great today. Back at it. Let's talk about it. Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City Chiefs, just signed a 12-year extension with the team for a record-breaking number of $503 million. This extension goes into 2031. But first I want to say congratulations to that young man, Super Bowl MVP this year, and in his second year, so in 3 seasons, he's already won. On his second year, he won a season MVP and Super Bowl MVP in his third year. So definitely happy for that guy. But wow, I mean, you know, everybody was talking about what kind of deal Mahomes was gonna get, right? Because right now Dak Prescott, he was waiting to see what kind of deal he was gonna get from the Cowboys. Now, the market is being set. I mean, 12 years, 503 million. It's a lot to go behind it. It's more like an extension for 6 years altogether, really, for about $183 million, because there's a lot of caveats behind it, structures and cap space, things like that. He can get waive, cut, a lot of behind the scenes in the contract. But wow, that's still amazing because no one's got paid more than one player, and it's on my team. Eli Manning, I think he made career earnings of a little over $250 million. So Mahomes just kind of doubled that. But would he see that type of money really? 503 million? We don't know. It all depends on his health, and it depends on if he's good enough. Because do I think he'll play out the deal? Of course not. I mean, this is football we're talking about, and even the quarterback position, even though he's a little bit mobile, but he's a pocket passer. Anything can happen. Injuries can happen, and I think we've seen we got kind of spoiled watching Brett Favre or Tom Brady. They don't really get injured and they play many years, but everybody's not those two quarterbacks, right? And the life of a quarterback is usually low. It's usually 10 years max, if that much, 5-10 years. Only the special players, they're in that 15 season, 20 seasons, something like that. But Mahomes, I know he's 24 years old and he's done a lot in the first 3 seasons with the Chiefs, and I was very excited to see them win, their first Super Bowl. I was happy for Andy Reid, and I think this is definitely a win for Kansas City to lock this guy up for the next 12 years, but I don't think he'll be able to play it out. I think most fans know that he's not going to be able to. It's 12 years. I mean, to 36, I know that's still kind of young, 36. He won't be an old player, but again, I go back to injuries, I go back to attrition, I go back to style of play. Is his play going to change? Is he going to digress? And I think he will. I mean, we said that almost, and I'm not comparing Cam Newton to Patrick Mahomes, but I know when Cam came on the scene, we were like, wow, this guy is phenomenal. He's mobile. He's a running quarterback. He can throw in the pocket. If he throws more in the pocket, he could last a lot longer, many more years. But Mahomes, wow, I'm happy for the guy. I think I don't know. I'm not to be no hater or anything like that, but I'm thinking like, damn, the Chiefs. I don't think they should have signed him either that long or that much money. Me personally, I don't think any player, in football is worth that type of money because injuries are so, high, or just sports in general. I think the only player I would say that was really worth that type of money, if you gave it to them, was probably LeBron James or Michael Jordan. And I love Kobe Bryant. I don't even know if he could have been. I would say yes, maybe to Kobe, but really just those two. It's just a lot of money to give a player, and I know Mike Trout got his 12-year deal. 426 million. I'm just not really big on that length. The length is just, the money is not the issue. It's the length of a contract, because we're talking about athletics, guys. Athlete, anything can happen. Bad back, legs, limbs, torn ligaments, things like that. And I know the fans, they love it. They clamor for it, and it's something to talk about. That's why I'm making a video, right, about a large contract as $500 million. But when you guys get a chance, look at the contract, look at the deal in the articles, and you'll see that it's mostly, it's like a 6-year deal, for about 183 million, because that will line up with Goff and Carson Wentz, and so when they come off their deal, I think it expires 2024. They'll be up to get a new deal, and I think that's what Mahomes wants to do too. He's trying to line his up with like a Dak Prescott, a Mahomes, a Dak Prescott, Goff and Wentz, because that's what they want to market. They want to be in that type of market with the quarterbacks in that same how many years they've been playing. So I think 2024, 2025, that's when he's going to look to re-up. And I think that is when you're going to see the real big contract. So, guys, don't get too caught up when you see a 12-year, 503, because, it looks good on paper, on ink, but at the end of the day, it's really, really a 4-year extension, because he has 2 more years left on his deal right now. So, that'll be 6 years, about 183 million. And when you look at Goff and Wentz, if you compare the contracts, Goff, I think he's about, so if Mahomes is about 183 million in those 6 years, I think Goff is about 153 and Wentz is about 134 or 135. Still a lot of money, right, guys? Still a lot of money. And we'll see what happens with Dak Prescott, right? I know, he accepted the tag. He got tagged by the franchise tag with the Cowboys. I think the market is going to be high for him. He's not a great player. He's a good player. But at the end of the day, if you're a good quarterback and the market, if you set that market high, the price tag, he's definitely going to see some money. Again, we don't know the kind of contract he'll get. He's already turned down a lucrative deal. It was going to average out to about 30-35 million, but he wants to make in the 40s per year. He wants about $45 million. I know he said for his last year, so he's asking for a ton of money. But again, I'm happy for Mahomes. I'm all about player empowerment, players making their money. It's great to see a black quarterback make that type of money. I'm excited about it, but at the end of the day, I think it can come back to haunt the team, because again, when you think of growing a team, signing players, when you put a lot of money into one player, that kind of ties you up and it puts a chokehold on you, on your cap space. And I know in a few more years, the cap is going to go up to over 300 million, right? So, and I get it, but I don't know. I think sometimes when you pay a player too much money, it can haunt you if they get injured, especially in football. That's it. So, but again, we're talking about billionaire owners, so who the hell am I to kind of make a judgment on that? But it's like I'm happy for Mahomes, but I'm like, yeah, I'm happy for the team too. They got to lock him in, but he was already locked in for another 2 years. I know you have to extend and things like that, but I think, that was almost $200 million just to lock him up for those extra 4 years after the 2 will expire. But again, they extended him for 12 years, $503 million, and the contract is until expires 2031. It's unheard of. There's no player in sports history that's gotten a contract in that amount. We thought we've seen it before, but we haven't. We haven't seen it. Not at this level, not at that number, right? 503. So, wow. When I heard that he extended, I was like, let me jump online. Let me see how much he's gonna get. But when you look at the contract, the numbers and things like that, the stipulations of it, it's really, I'm gonna leave it at that. It's really, altogether 6 years, $183 million. So, which is still a lot of money, especially for NFL standards. So, guys, tell me what you think. Do you think that, and I hate to use the word deserve, because what does it mean to deserve a contract like that? because I think we all deserve a lot of money, right? Deserve is overstated. But do you guys think that do you think he's gonna play out the contract, Mahomes, Patrick Mahomes? Do you think that um, the Chiefs should have signed him for that long of an extension? And do you think that um, what do you think about Dak Prescott? What kind of money you think he's gonna get? So I want to hear what you guys are thinking, what you guys are saying. I know there's a lot of talk going on right now, so definitely want us to get involved in that, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. And peace and love.